Welcome to the Futurist Public Intellectual. There is a seismic change happening in the world of sports. For as long as anyone can remember, there was a clear demarcation between amateur and professional athletes. Since college sports were played by student athletes, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or the NCAA, deemed them as amateurs, meaning they were prohibited from receiving payment for their athletic performances. This paradigm started to become undermined in recent years because the colleges themselves were profiting in the billions of dollars from the athletic and non-athletic contributions of the players. All of this changed in 2021 when the Supreme Court unanimously declared in NCAA v. Alston that the NCAA cannot violate antitrust law by unreasonably imposing restraints on education-related benefits. Justice Kavanaugh's concurrence brutally exposed the NCAA's price-fixing monopsony by criticizing the rest of the NCAA's restrictions on compensation. This opened the door to last month's $2.8 billion settlement in which the NCAA agreed to pay damages to former and current college athletes who were unable to earn endorsement money. This settlement greenlights a revenue-sharing model where schools themselves can now pay current and future athletes. It's really important to recognize that while there is definitely a technical difference between an amateur and a professional athlete, in the past few decades, the differences have blurred enough for it to not practically matter. There is something very unsavory about institutions of higher education and a nonprofit organization holding students in positions of indentured servitude. Of course, many of these athletes, perhaps even most of them, do have athletic scholarships that allow them to receive a college education in exchange for their athletic participation. It's specifically the name, image, and likeness rights that were not being acknowledged by the world of college sports. In other words, while one could argue that the college athletes are receiving compensation for playing sports, they aren't and haven't been receiving compensation for the right of publicity that these schools were profiting from. Another angle that we need to consider is that a lot of these athletes are going to be racial minorities, just like Justice Kavanaugh points out in his concurrence. They probably wouldn't be attending college without their athletic scholarships and are often from very impoverished backgrounds. They deserve to be compensated for the fame and honor that they bring to their alma maters. If Americans truly believe in helping the meritorious, then college athletes should not be cut out of just compensation for the tremendous value that they're adding to their educational institutions. Thank you for listening to the Futurist Public Intellectual.